What is up there, SEO pros? How you guys doing? So I'm just chilling here, drinking some coffee. And I realized that we need a social signal optimization video. So that's what we're doing today. For plans of the future, I've been experimenting with some pretty gnarly, powerful SEO tools. And also, for the recent video we did for the link building, I wound up getting 2 replies for the automated outreach we did, and one of them is a link that we're actually going to get from a Domain Authority 80 website, which is pretty cool. So what we're going to do is we're going to open up our browser. I use Google Chrome. You can use whatever you want. And we're going to go over to my website. So I can what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the free version and then the paid version of SSO. And that's what we're going to use for the social signal optimization. And basically what social signal optimization is making sure that you're using the correct OG data for your actual posts, so that when people go and try to actually see your posts or share them on social media, it's going to have the correct data. So I don't know what the deal is with this internet connection. Hold on. There we go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go WP admin. Put in my info. And I'm going to go into SSO Pro. So if you don't have this plugin, I'll leave it in the description. But all it is just, it's called SSO Pro, or SSO Free. So I'm going to show you the difference between the free and the pro. We're going to start with the free. And basically, it's very easy to set up. You just want to make sure that if you're using Yoast that you turn off the OG data. I'll show you that in a second. So what we're going to do is we're going to set this up on one of my clients' websites. And I'll show you the before and after too. So right now on the homepage, what we're sharing is watch. So we'll grab this URL. We'll go over to Facebook Debugger. We'll click on this. Put in their URL. And this is what's being pulled. You can see some of the values are off. It has just whatever the default image is set for the page, usually the first image that's been put on the page. And then this is what's being shared. It's actually just getting pulled from what we specified in Yoast. But what we're going to do is we're actually going to change this up. You can do a lot of cool stuff. You can share videos. You can share different pictures. You can share different image dimensions per social media platform. So we're going to log in. We're going to go to plugins. And we're going to go to add new. And we're going to go up to our keywords and type in SSO. I'm not seeing it. Hold on. Let me type in SSO Pro. There it is. So this is the schema. Now notice they have multiple variations of this plugin, which you would have hoped that they would put like different like pictures. I mean, they kind of did with these, the text in the pictures, but it doesn't work that great. So actually, I think this is it, WP SSO. So we'll do install now. Press activate. I really should have put some hair gel in my hair before this. So you'll see right here, once you activate it, Yoast is having a problem. So you're just going to want to go over to that warning right there and go turn off the Yoast OG data. So we're going to turn it off for Facebook. I'm going to turn it off for Twitter. And then that's it. So we'll just press save. So there shouldn't be any problems now. Now we have the free version, and you don't have to have the paid version. It's just that you can't really edit much when you don't have the paid version. When you only have the free version, it's still better than not having any version at all. So I'll show you what this looks like. So now that we have this in here, let's see if it's pulling anything else. Scrape again. So you'll see that it looks like it's now pulling whatever is set for the SSO, which is just home, no description. So we do want to make sure we fix that right now. But you can see this is pretty, there's no more warnings, I don't think. Or maybe it is, but it's not showing up in those red X's, I don't know. So what we got to do is we got to add the website name. So we're going to do Aloha Moving, Santa Barbara. And I think this is just the default fallback if you don't specify it. So we're going to go into Aloha Moving, grab that description. I'm just going to pull the meta. Mark H says, I just recently marked up reviews on page and schema. It's been about a week. When signed into Google in browser, it shows the reviews in organic search. Really cool. But when signed out, they do not. Yeah, so that's kind of weird. It shouldn't be showing only the aggregate rating on just your browser. It should be showing in private as well. So I don't know why that's happening. I've actually not heard of that. Maybe it's showing up as a Google Plus result or something. So we're going to grab this meta. Here it is. Plug it in there. Default article topic. Now this is what you're gonna set if you want this to start pulling in schema for your articles. Except what we're using is the plugin for this JSON LD schema markup, which is, in my opinion, what I like using. So hopefully, well, there's no blog. This is actually set up as all landing pages, but so hopefully that's good. If you guys don't want to use that, you can use this. I don't really like it. And then you're going to want to set up your Facebook and your Google, because these are all defaults, I think. So we're just going to go over to Facebook business page, grab the business page, plug it in there, and it'll tell you right here what you got to have. So you enter your URL, Facebook ID, application ID. I don't think we have that yet for this, so I think we're going to skip that. I think in order to get this, you just have to go to your account and then add a Facebook app. If you have a Facebook application ID, enter it here. So yeah, if. That's only if you want to create it. So I have it for some other things on my websites. I'm not going to create it for this right now. Facebook admin usernames. So this would just be whatever the admin is for the Facebook account. So in order to figure that out, I think you can just go to settings, page roles, and then you're just going to take whoever the admin is. Whoops. There it is. Default fallback image. So this is the default if there's no image set, which is good to have because some pages you're not going to want to set the images because they're like, you know, pages that you're probably not going to be spending a lot of time on. So we'll just put this. Actually, let's test this image. So there's an actual image dimension that's perfect. I think the truck actually looked better, so we're going to do this one. Even though it's a little cut off, we can change that once we get a better image for the home page, which we'll probably specify through Canva. We're not there yet, though. And then the Google Plus business page, we're just going to go over there and grab that. So for that, you just go Google Plus. And then you just type in the business name. And hopefully there's not too many duplicates, so you don't have to figure out which one you want to use. I think this is the right one. Yep. And the reason I know that is because I started posting on this with Buffer, which we're going to talk about in a second too. Just going to add that in there. Include website information, include organization data. I don't know if we want to actually include the organization data, if it's going to show up for schema. It might. We can just check it out. So we'll just see if it does. And then the organization logo URL. We're just going to skip a couple of those. For the Pinterest page URL, you can add that. The Twitter username. We'll just go ahead and grab those really quick. There's the username. And it's just at username. It's not the URL. And then the Pinterest URL. So for that, I'm just going to go site:/Aloha Moving .com Pinterest. I'm going to do minus site. So it should just point anything from Aloha Moving that says Aloha Moving from Pinterest. I don't know why that's not working. Oh, it might be the other way around. Unless that's not the name of the business. Okay, so I don't see it, so we'll just do... The site hacks don't always work. We'll just go back in here and see if it's on here. So we'll just view page source, Pinterest. There it is. And there it is. All right, now we have that. And I guess for the logo, we'll just put this for now. It might be too large. We'll just copy image address and then plug it in there. So we'll save these. Those are just the defaults for the free version. And then you'll see right here, there's a problem where you can just click here to automatically update the header to fix this. Just make sure that there's no problems here. Doesn't look like it. Mark H says WSSO is like NextScripts, auto poster, same thing. I actually don't know what NextScripts is. If it's for OG data, then probably. It's comparable to social media, I think it's social media warfare or something. So then we can go to general settings. But the first thing we're actually going to want to look at before we go to that is just to see what got changed for the Facebook debugger. So we'll go back to Facebook debugger, grab the URL here, and go into here. So we'll scrape again. Still showing just the home. And then you'll see the actual app ID isn't specified yet, which it doesn't really matter too much if this isn't showing. Okay, so now you'll see that the home doesn't have a default title tag yet, but it now has the default fallback image and then the fallback description. So we're going to keep moving along here. So site information, we got Aloha Moving Santa Barbara, default article topic, we're not going to put that. And then this is the other stuff we filled out in the other one. So we're going to go over to descriptions. This is more what's going to be shared, I believe. Images, videos. So we can skip that. We'll go to advanced. For all this other stuff, this is more of the paid specifications. You can actually choose whether you want certain things in here and turn them off, which I think actually they might make you use author data. So we're just going to go into here, like with the free version, which is kind of stupid. So we're going to do structured. And you might be able to actually change that by editing the theme, the plugin tool code. But I don't know if you want to mess around with that. So we got person, which I think this is actually being pulled now. The person wasn't there before. And you'll see we now have 2 website markups, which is annoying. So that means I'm just going to have to turn off that other one for now until we get the pro version, if we do get the pro version. That's the problem with using tools like this, is not everybody wants to actually use these tools or pay for them. Oh, it actually looks like for the website, I don't have it started here. I think it might be, is it getting pulled from Yoast? I'm not sure where the website markup is getting, might have to look at that. I mean, it's not that big of a deal, but it's just kind of annoying having the multiple website markups, because, I mean, what's the point of having 2? So I'm wondering if it's like some in a setting in Yoast for, I don't know if they automatically insert website markup. I don't think they do. So I don't know where that's getting pulled from. There might actually be 2 settings on SSO Pro for a website. But like I said, if we had the Pro version, all you would have to do is go into advanced settings, go into the markup for website, and you would just take that off. Because I don't think they let you take it off here. So you'll see right here, schema, and then website. Google website markup right there. Let's see if we can get rid of it on the basic. So here we go, include website information. So we'll save, see if that takes it out. And now we have 1, that's good. So breadcrumb list, boom. Local business, this looks really good. And I was the one who actually put this in here, which is just, this is a great markup. Except the image dimensions are a little off on that markup, but it's fine for now. and then organization, which we don't need organization data because this is a local business. So we're going to turn that off as well. But if you do have an organization, you want to use it through SSO instead of using any other plugin, you can use it like that. So now we're just going to do one more test on the home page, see what shows up. And now it's gone. So we're just going to check a couple of the others because I think it actually took the post as well, the category, and put schema in there. So we're just going to do site colon there, and then we'll just put like something like blog and see if we can find it. It's not showing up there. We can try news. And that looks something around news, but I think these are all landing pages. So we'll just go into the back end and save some time for ourselves. We could also go in the sitemap and figure it out, but I'm just going to go into the back end. And while that's running, I'm going to continue the automation that I do on Pinterest, which I don't know if you guys have seen this before, but I actually have a lot of tools I do automation for. And right now I just got finished liking basically this entire list of people's pins. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to comment on these pins that I liked. And I'm going to say this is awesome. Maybe you could check out my YouTube channel and these other preloaded comments. And now what's going to happen is it's going to automatically start going out and commenting on these posts for me on Pinterest, which then get people to go and, you know, of course, do whatever my cross promotions are as well. So I do that in my free time as well as many other automated tools. So if you guys would like to see a video on that, I could do that in the future as well. Next what we're going to do is we're going to go to posts. And this is the only post, but we can at least see if there's markup on it. Mark says, so I thought Yoast did these things, so Yoast Pro does these things. But if you're going to pay for a pro version for social data, I would go with SSO Pro because I'm about to show you guys the things you can do with the pro version, which are a lot gnarlier than what you can do with Yoast. This by far is, in my opinion, the best social signal optimization plugin that you can get. Mainly because you can do things like share videos. I'll show you what I've actually been able to do with my own website. You can see like I'll show you on one of my posts, like for instance, we'll try this one. It's one of my categories. I'll go into like, we'll say the category siloing post I made. Now, if I share this, what will happen is it'll share the specified data I made for this, but it'll also share as a video. So if I share this right now, and I go over to Facebook, and I go to Chase Reiner. Oh, great. Well, that's a bad example. That one didn't share as a video because I guess I didn't set it up for the video. But a lot of the other ones I have been set up that way. Let me see if I can find one where it's a better example. Let me go to, I'll try this one. I believe this one was a video. Boom. There it is. So that shares as a video that you can click on. So if I post that and I go over here, you can see people can click on it like that. And then whenever somebody likes it through here or shares it, it actually integrates with the API on here and puts a higher count on the actual social API. But since I already shared it from this IP, I don't think it's going to do anything. So like when I shared like my posts through this, a lot of these aren't actually off the sidebar, but from the actual internal shares that happen afterwards. So it's really important to do social signal optimization because it also helps with your rankings on your website as well as your social proof on your website. Super important. A lot of people don't know that stuff. And Mark says, okay, and does it add those buttons on the side? No, I use something called SumoMe, which is a free tool where you just go to sumome.com and you can get that sidebar on your website as well as heat maps and some other cool stuff if you want to set those up. It's really easy to set up. So you can see we have a blog posting. I believe this is actually coming from SSO. And the problem with this is that not all of these have been specified, like date publish, headline publisher. I'm not actually, I don't want to have that happen. So what we're going to do is, I think if in the free, hopefully we can disable the actual article markup, because we don't want that. Actually, was it blog posting markup? Yeah, we don't want the blog posting markup, at least not with all those errors. So let's go to, I think it might be general settings, description, authorship, Facebook, images, no. I'm just trying to figure out. So that might be another one where we're going to not be able to remove the actual or the blog posting markup. Hopefully we can, but I think there was one area of this app that you can't actually get rid of, and it might have been the blog posting. So if we look at the sidebar over here, we can see the different things that are actually being implemented right now. So Facebook Open Graph, that's good, that's what we want. Google Author Person Markup, that's fine, we have that connected. But I don't see anything about blog, even though I think it's automatically getting pulled. So I don't know. I mean, I have to probably figure out where that's coming from. Generally, when I look at this stuff, I know, okay, here it is. So I think it's being pulled right here, and maybe if we leave it blank, it won't do that. Let's just try it out. We'll try to leave it blank actually, because that says site information, but it might actually be for the blog. Let's try it one more time. Nope, it's still there. So the good news is that we don't really have any articles besides that one, so we don't have to worry about it too much right now, but that is something I probably do want to figure out what the reason for that is in the future. But for the moment, I probably don't know what to do there. I think it might actually be in the advanced settings where we have to disable it. Here it is. I think this is it. So what we're going to do next is we're going to start specifying the specific social shares on these different pages. And really we just want to figure out which pages are being shared the most. So first of all, I don't know if we actually even have share buttons on the site besides in the footer. So we have the connected to, but the shared buttons, I think, it's weird that there's multiple. The shared buttons aren't actually on here, so we're actually going to install SumoMe on here. So all you have to do for that is just do plugins, add new. You're going to go up to your keyword search and type in SumoMe. And then you're going to press install now. AV says, hi Chase, a big follower of you. Your videos are always very insightful. I had a question which is slightly, I see some. Sorry. I see some sites which have literally no content or backlinks, yet they still rank high. Just curious to know, are these guys using black hat methods, or is it possible to rank well without this? Oh. Yeah, so I mean, it really depends, man. Depends on the niche, depends on the keyword, depends on how much internal linking they're doing, depends on whether or not their results are actually something that people are looking for, and they're just really good at their on page, even though there's low amounts of content. So it's a really case by case situation that you can't just say, hey, well, you have to have links and you have to have a certain amount of content to rank, which is not true. But they could be doing black hat too. So, I mean, I would just look at their backlink profile if you think they're doing backlinks or black hat. But generally, people who are ranking really well like that have a lot of internal linking going on. Not always, but sometimes. So you can sign in, or if you already have an account, you just press login. And instead of bothering him with a email, I'm just going to sign up, just log in with one of my accounts and share access to him if he asks for it. If I can remember. There we go. So all you're going to have to do is just put on a couple of these apps. I actually was saying that you should just do the share, but you can also put on some other of these, like the heat maps, which is cool. Right now, I'll just go into share. We'll press yes, activate now. In order to display share accounts, you have to connect a Facebook account. So we'll just connect to Twitter, which was at Aloha Moving 1, and we'll connect to Facebook, which is right here. And we'll just press save. Now you can have basically shares on every page. The cool thing about having these is it usually puts a little bit of social proof, which helps with buying usually. You don't want it on every page, but it's good to have it on certain pages, and it's good to experiment with having it on the home page, especially if you have a lot of shares. And you can drive your social API counts way up just by doing some boosts on Facebook, or finding some groups and getting people to share your stuff in the groups. So I'm not seeing it show up yet. Let's try to go into a page lower and see if it shows up on another page. So there it is. Let's go back to home, see if it shows up on home now. So because this is like a custom page, it's not going to show up on home, I don't believe. But on these other pages, they will. So if we go to moving tips, you'll see, because we've shared this in the past, I think one of these, which one is it? This one? Or no, it was this one. There's a lot of shares. So this is one of the ways that we're going to start combining this with automation through SumoMe and the social signal optimization to start driving up these social APIs and start getting social proof on the website, which hopefully should help with the buyer decision. And at the same time, we can also set up those heat maps. So all we have to do for that is go back to the crown, click on it, go to heat maps, press yes, activate now. Boom. You can't do site-wide analytics yet, unless you have a paid account, which means you can't implement it on every single page automatically. You have to click each page you want it to get set up on. So you go click here, press yes, and now we have heat maps. Next, and if you want to see your heat maps, you just click on it again, it'll show you. So if we do a click here, it'll show us. And I think you can filter out your actual own IP as well in here if you go into the settings. So we would go to heat maps, settings, and then don't track clicks for users logged into SumoMe. And then there you go. Next, we're going to set up the content analytics, which is something that's pretty cool. That's sort of like heat maps, except you get to just see how far down people scroll. So we would just go like this, click on here. It's going to set it up. And then you'll see the actual amount of pages that people scroll down before they leave. You can cross-check that with heat maps and see if somebody's clicking down here. It'll end up showing you like, oh, well, if somebody's clicking down here and everybody's average read is right here, we can start putting that content up higher. So that's a quick little hack you can do to start getting more people staying on your pages and lowering your bounce rates. A lot of people don't know how easy that is too. So we're going to go to content analytics and take off our own tracked as well. Cool. So now we got some of those set up. We're going to probably set them up on our other pages as well. Now that they're already installed, we don't have to do much work. Sorry, not on the home page. But you can literally just click that, press yes, and then the same thing with this. Or you can save some time and buy it. It's up to you. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to go to our main pages, figure out what the actual optimizations are for the social signals that we're going to want to set. And then we're going to schedule them up into Buffer, and if we need to, create custom image dimensions through Canva. So we're going to go to all pages, or sorry, we're just going to go to the website. And you can figure out what the main pages are just by looking at the analytics or the search console. We're just going to go and eyeball it by going to Aloha Moving, and just looking at the main pages. So the cool thing is with all of these pages, say you wanted to increase your social count for vision, you can actually just put a review in here and share this page and it would land here, but it would still drive up the social count. So if you don't know what that means, I could make this page say review for, instead of it saying this right here, vision, it could say review for Aloha moving, and then I could actually say the review, or I could make some text, or I could post something that maybe isn't exactly matching what this page is about, but it'll drive the social API up. If that makes sense. I'll show you what I mean. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to dashboard. We're going to go into, sorry, we're not going into dashboard. We're going to go to home. We're going to go to edit page, because this is, of course, our most important page, or one of our most important pages. Hold on, let me sit down. If you guys haven't liked this already, can you please give this video a like? Whoops. Oh. Oh. Oops. So the home page has no content because it's like a custom coded page, but for the title, this is the one through Yoast, and then this is the graph you'll get once you set up SSO Pro. So what we're going to do is, it looks like for the default title, you can actually change this because it's whatever the, it's pulling whatever the title is from the home page. So that's the difference between the basic and the pro, is with the pro you can actually edit these. So if we go into edit text, and we change the name, I believe. Let's see if we can change it without changing the title on the home page. So let's go to Aloha. So we're going to go and call this Aloha moving. Santa Barbara. 5-star reviews. Over 30. That looks a little weird. 30 plus 5. Tons of 5-star reviews. So we'll update that. It'll probably change the menu item. So we refresh this. It changed the menu item. All we have to go do for now is go back to appearance, menus, and change it back. So this is the problem with the free version. So for the navigation label, we'll just put it back to home, save, we update it. Now it's home again, but the OG data should be what we set it as. So there's the list item, and there's the OG title. So if we share this now, well, unfortunately also we can't change the image for this, I don't believe. That's the preview. This is the actual thing that we changed. And then the select media, you can actually change the image. It just auto pulls based off of, I think it's at random, or by selecting a featured image. So if we select the featured image as the truck, that's what we're gonna get. If we select the featured image as something else, so if we go over to, this is how you figure out the values. So we're gonna go to validate, or sorry, not validate. We're gonna go to select media, and it should say the image sizes. So we go here, hover over, it says 600 by 315. Or hold on, for Facebook, dimensions of 1200 by 630 cropped. So what we're going to do is we're going to do 1200 by 630. So we'll go over to Canva, and this is also another free tool you can use. This is what I use to make all my thumbnails. I'm going to go to more, custom dimensions. I'm going to do 630, or sorry, 1200. What was it? 12. 1 second. 1200 by 630. And don't use the default whatever Canva recommends for Facebook, because that's actually not the right dimensions. I don't know why they say it is. It must be old or outdated. So what we can do is we can grab the reviews. We can experiment. We can A/B test with different things. So we can type in Aloha Moving, grab the reviews. We can do a copy like this. And I'm going to get out of the my user account because right now it's showing a review by me. So do Aloha Moving, boom, boom. Just grab this result. We can even show the whole Google result if we wanted to, but right now we're just going to save this and experiment. So we'll say Aloha Moving. Cancel out of here, go back into here, open that up. So we'll go to desktop. And, or I must not saved it in desktop. It might have been documents. Let's see. Sorry, I can just go like this. I can just go Aloha. Aloha Moving. Oh, those images are going to be helpful too, but I wanted that actual image I just saved. There it is. Open file location. There it is. Bring it in. You can just drag and drop. It's pretty cool. So we can put that on the top left because people read the things on the top left first. And then we can go and put the owner's picture here. And then we can do like call now and put the phone number. I mean, this is just like a quick experiment. Boom. And then we'll just do call now, text, boom. So we'll just do call now. So if we did like a Facebook boost on this and targeted like people in Santa Barbara, we could end up probably getting a lot of shares as well on the homepage, which would increase the social signals. And at the same time, we could potentially get a lot of people calling. We could also do a call tracking number on this to make sure that this is actually driving leads. So it would just be offline call tracking. So what we're going to do is we're going to go in and grab that phone number, which should be around here somewhere. And we could even put some sort of special deal to, like, you know, call now 50% off or something, or free quote. I don't know. So we'll do that. We probably want to highlight the call now. So what we'll do is we'll actually do a black background but with yellow text, or white text actually probably stands out more. Well, I don't know. The thing about yellow text is that when you have yellow text, people are more likely to notice it for some reason. So there we go. We probably want this in the top left actually. So I probably should have rethought what I was doing there. But it's fine. So we'll do call now. The cool thing is we can also use this for Craigslist posts if we wanted to start doing Craigslist, or if we wanted to start doing automated email outreach as well. We could share images like this as well. That's a different topic, but so we'll cancel out of there. We'll go back into Facebook, or sorry, into our website. And now we're just going to set that as the featured image. So we'll select files, go to our downloads. There it is. Oh. Oh. And the alt text doesn't really matter as much because it's just OG data, but it might still help. I'm not sure. So we'll press update. And sometimes this won't pull the new information immediately, so you're gonna have to put the plug this into the Facebook debugger. Oh look, the social is now showing up on the homepage. So what I can do is I can actually, by sharing this and doing a boost on it with that image, let's see if it's showing up yet. It's not showing up yet. What it'll do is it'll drive those APIs up. So when people land on the homepage and they see that there's, you know, tons of shares, they're like, oh, well, this must be a good business. And the other thing we're going to do is we're going to turn off those other unnecessary counters. So we'll press yes on the content and the heat mapping. And then we'll go into here and we'll go into share, and we're just gonna keep only the essentials. So we don't want Twitter, we don't want Pinterest, we can keep email, but we'll just keep Google Plus and Facebook. I'd say we probably even take out email as well. And then the other thing is that whenever we set up the automated post through Google Plus and we keep sharing to the accounts through here, it'll also so you'll see this is the new OG data it's pulling, which looks good. It'll also put in make the APIs go up for the Google Plus as well, so it's all automated. If you don't know what that means, I'll show you in a second because we're not there yet. So if it's not pulling from the website, just go to Facebook debugger. See, this is the old info. And you just press scrape again. And it's still not pulling. Let's scrape one more time. There it is. So this is pretty cheesy, but I mean, it's better than nothing. I mean, it's cool for a good start. Just to give you guys an example, we probably want a better design. And I could probably hire somebody off Fiverr to do a better design. So what I'll do is, now that we have that new URL, we can go directly to Facebook like this. We can go to the page like this. We can go in here, boom, and really we can just copy the same stuff that's in here, something like that. And it would probably be good to do the call tracking, but we're not going to set that up yet. 805 564 8840 or 8800. So we can add other images, do whatever we want. We're not going to do that though. We're going to press publish. Boom, there it is. And so right now we're at, like, I don't know, 58, and we're going to try to drive that up. So I'm going to do boost. We're going to target Santa Barbara. You can do learn more. I'll say send message, or not send message, maybe send message, I guess. Yeah, I think call now would be better. But so we can go and find, you can do hyper specific targeting. I'm just going to do a $5 budget on this just to experiment. We're going to create a new audience. We can figure out what our audience is based off analytics as well. We don't have conversion tracking enabled because the contact forms we're using are really lame. But if I go into here, I go into my website, and I go into Aloha Moving, and I filter by, I don't know, like a month. There's a big spike when we did certain Facebook posts, I think. And then what we do is, you would normally want to look at the conversion sources to figure out what the top people are that are converting. But we're just going to go to demographics because we just want to see the age and gender. So generally between the ages of 18 to 35. And then we're going to look at the genders. I don't know why I'm not seeing that. Oh, I guess it's not enabled. So I guess I can see age, but I can't see genders yet. So it wasn't enabled, so I can't do much about that, but it's kind of disappointing. I thought it was enabled. So I mean, generally what you would do is you would just take that data and you would just basically target that. But we don't have that, so we're just gonna say, we're just gonna experiment with the first group. We can just make it very broad. And then once we get more data, we can start retargeting with more data. So we'll just do Santa Barbara County. Oh, it's not showing up. Hold on. We might even want to show this to people who are interested in Santa Barbara because they might be moving to Santa Barbara, but we'll just do it like this for now. And then for the interests, we'll just keep it as general as possible. And then we'll just start with, you know, this, I guess, for now. Boost. This might not show up, it's saying because of the higher proportion of text. I don't know. We'll see. Evandro's in the house. What's up, Evandro? Mark says, what do you think about a video of essential plugins you suggest for a local website? Could probably do that. So next what we're going to do is we're just going to start scheduling our stuff out. What I'm probably going to do is want to suggest like that we actually get the pro version of SSO so we can start doing more specific sharing for these different pages. But what we're going to do is we're going to cancel out of here, cancel out of here, cancel out of here, cancel out of here, cancel, 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 and cancel. We're going to do a Control N and go to buffer so we can open up a new tab since I'm already logged into my buffer. We're going to log into the company's buffer that we're working with. So we're using the free version. Everything we're using is free right now, I believe. So what we're going to do is we're just going to hook up the main pages, which is the Facebook and the personal profile. Oh, it looks like, hold on, it might be that we did have the business, but we got rid of it. So I'm going to just hook that up again. Actually, I might have to do that on my own time, so I'll do that later. So we're just going to get some basic posts scheduled. So all we have to do for that is kind of, we can look at the ones that have already been posted just by going to analytics and then looking at recent or most popular. So you'll see all of these got some likes, some likes. Some of them got some clicks, which is cool. And then we can rebuffer them as well and repost them or repost them on different places. So we're going to go to content. We're going to see the last review we posted because we were posting a lot of reviews. So 5-star review. And it looks like the last one we posted was from a man named David. And this is all in sequential order, I believe, unless we randomized it. But all we can do is just go to reviews, or sorry, a little, I'm moving. Sorry, I have dust on my glasses. We're gonna go into the reviews. And what I do is I've been posting them like with the text, but if you're using something like Twitter, you're gonna want to take pictures. So all you do is just go like this, copy, see if it's already been posted. Doesn't look like it has. So what we're gonna do is just open up a new content tab. Or sorry, we'll just go open up buffer again, not backlinko. And we're gonna go to content, paste that in with the same format. Say 5-star review from Matt Marola. And then we're just gonna put the website, which I think we were tracking this with links. Or with the Google shortened URLs. Let's just double check on that. So if we go over to Google URL shortener, doesn't look like it. So maybe we weren't. It might be that Google doesn't let you do the URL tracking or buffer. I think it might do it for you. Let's see who's in the audience. We got 8 people watching and 4 likes. Could the other 4 of you guys like this, please? All right, cancel. We're gonna go back to the, where was it? Where did I put it? There it is. Go back to buffer. And then we're just going to put a link to the website with the new data. So we'll just do a low hot moving. And we can change the OG data like every day if we wanted to. We could do different callouts each time. So now you'll see what I was saying earlier. This is going to also share to Google+. So if somebody likes this on Google+, it'll also increase the API count as well on the actual on the website. So we're just going to do the next one. And this is another good strategy for getting more reviews, because if other people who are like who've used him as a their business before wants to also get featured in the reviews that he's posting, they can leave a review as well. Boom. And it's just kind of free content. We could also start putting these all on the website as well, and start get aggregate rating for the different services he offers, which might be a good idea to do. We didn't share that to Google, so what we're going to want to do is go back and drag this over to Google or Google Plus as well. So there we go. Now they're both there. So we're just going to keep going through these, because this is about 30 different posts you can schedule, and we just want to make sure that there's only one of these per day. So one. We're also going to put them on this profile once we get hooked up with the Pro. But all the stuff we've done in this video is all basically free. It's all very minimal in comparison to what you can do with the Pro, which I'll show you on my website. But like, that's the power of just basic stuff for the social signal optimization that a lot of people don't actually look into. So we'll go back to content, go into here, boom. Same format actually, sorry, let me grab that. Go to content. And we do need to check these. I forgot to check the other one, so we'll go boom. I don't see it. So we'll just grab this, grab the name, like this. And I actually helped him get all of these reviews. When he first started, he only had 2 reviews, and now he has 37. So I have a very good way to get reviews. So if you guys haven't seen how I get reviews, you should definitely join the Facebook group, and I can let you know more about how I do that. Boom. Sorry, I keep forgetting to grab the format. So, well, first of all, let's see if we have the name. It's not there. So we're going to grab that. Whoops. Grab the same format. I forgot to grab the link. There we go. And boom. And you can actually post some of these like right now. Like I'm going to post one of these right now since we don't have any going yet. So we're just going to do share now, share, and then share this one as well. The other thing that we're going to want to do is re-optimize these. I re-optimize these every like month in terms of the scheduling. It looks like I missed one. Let's see. Boom. I guess I didn't get that one in there. So if you go to analytics, or schedule, I mean, and then you do try optimal posting tool, you just choose the #1 time of the day. It'll calculate the best time to post, and it looks like it's about 10 p.m. or actually 11:20. We're going to replace the existing schedule, and now it's going to post at that best time. Same thing with Google. And you're going to get new data all the time, so that's why I do like every month. I try to just re-optimize these. We also want to get the Twitter connected. I couldn't figure out the login for that, I don't think, either day, so I got to figure that one out. So we're going to go back to content, grab this review, boom. And what we might want to start doing, like I said before, is to start using these reviews, but at the same time sharing separate pages with the different SSO optimizations we've been doing. So if we go into here, grab the URL or the review like this, and then what we do is instead of sharing this home page, we actually share one of the other pages we're trying to increase the data for or social signals for. So we would go to Aloha Moving, Say we want to do it for residential moving because that's a really popular page. We want more social proof here. We would just go ahead and add that URL instead. So now it's going to share the residential moving. And honestly, we should be changing the OG data for that because this isn't that great of OG data. We should be changing it to something like how we did before with the homepage. But we're not doing that yet. And I honestly would rather do the pro version first before we change all the title menu or at least the breadcrumb links. In terms of the names, I guess it's not going to be that big of a deal. I just don't want to show Google any sort of keyword stuffing in the schema markup. So we can just keep doing that with our other pages. I mean, it doesn't look too bad. It has the review and then it just says residential moving. It's not bad, but it's probably something we want to spend more time on. So expertise. And then for that, what we're going to do is we're going to go over to, what was it? Hold on. Oh yeah. The format that we had. We just had to make sure again that that's not that we're not using the same review. Oops. Also, what I also like to do is share like the tip of the day by going in and actually editing the website and grabbing like certain texts from the website, which when you have like tips or something or like information on your website, you can just grab bits of that and put that as posts for your website or for your social media. So it doesn't look like we have anything there, so we're just gonna copy, grab this one, except we're not gonna use this URL, we're using that other one because we're trying to get all of the socials going for the different API accounts. And literally you can just get these API accounts higher just by doing like $5 boosts on each post, and then you can have all of your pages have a large social presence or social you know what I'm saying, social signals. Okay, so there we go. And is that the right review? I think it's not, it's this one. The other thing that's really important is if you're getting a lot of these reviews, you really want to make sure that you respond to them. So one of the things that I like to do as well for these businesses is to let them know like, hey, look, all you have to do is go to my Google My Business and press respond. And then that way you actually get a ranking boost from Google by actually responding to your reviews versus people leaving reviews and you not saying anything. We got Praise Rain God saying, hey Chase, I have a question for local SEO. When you lead a client through your website, how do you make them not confused or suspicious because another business is answering them? I'm pretty sure you asked me this before, Praise. Do you just make the internet site a general name? I mean, if somebody's calling your business and like a secretary's answering the phone and saying, hey, we're going to send somebody out to you to help fix whatever or whatever you're doing, I mean, is that suspicious? I don't think so. So I think you're thinking of it from a standpoint that you're actually trying to trick these people, when really if you're helping them with like, getting them connected to somebody who can help them, I don't think that's tricking them. So I would try not to think in the way that you're trying to trick these people. Boom. And the other thing is that you can turn off these social shares for pages that don't need it. Like for instance, like some of the pages you might not want to have social shares for. I'm just gonna grab a couple more of these just to get them scheduled, because if you think about it, this is a week's worth of posting, which is really good. And if they have a small budget to boost these as well, that's also very good. I would say even just $5 a day is helpful. And you can actually schedule those in advance too if you wanted to do that. All right, so that's like about 7 posts scheduled for the next week. Probably want to go in there and schedule more in the future, but right now that's pretty good. We'd probably also want to mix these up with other different types of things like the tips as well, or even just images of Santa Barbara. But that's it for the actual posting section. So I'm gonna call it a day at that. I probably will be doing a Q&A later. So if you guys found value in this, please give it a thumbs up. And until next time, happy SEOing.